how do you define success? I mean, just kind of as an overarching thing, I'm not sure if this has evolved over time, but like today, if you're asked to define it, what does that look like to you?
I feel like it's internal happiness, like internal well-being, internal happiness. If I'm feeling really connected to and happy and grounded and solid in myself, and I feel in alignment with my values, alignment with my purpose, and I'm actually on the journey that I feel is right for me, that feels successful to me. Like I'm not listening and worried about what everyone else thinks I should be doing, but instead I'm in alignment with how I'm moving through the world. And that for me is what makes me happy. Like I feel like when I feel like, okay, I'm on my track and I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing and I'm doing my very best, that's when I feel like I'm the most successful.
It by the way, easy said, right? Because what you just described, and unfortunately, we're living in this world, right, where people are constantly playing comparison games, and you've got social media, and I think a lot of that, internal dissatisfaction really stems from the fact that you see what somebody else is doing or what it looks like they're doing, right, and you start to compare it against your life, right, versus really kind of looking inward and saying, am I enjoying this process? Am I enjoying what I'm doing? I mean, do you think that's what it is? Is that why people are so unhappy?
I do. I think that it takes a lot of like most of the time people are not really tuning into getting to know themselves. And that period of burnout was the best thing for me that ever happened because I spent a lot of time with getting to know myself because I wanted to be able to look in the mirror and be happy with what I saw. Looking back at me, I wanted to be able to sleep at night without the world kind of on my shoulders and on my thoughts. And, listen, we are going to compare ourselves. There's no way to get out of that. Honestly, like when you're actually looking at what's happening in the world and, how, somebody in your industry and how farther they're getting and all of that kind of stuff. Like, yeah, sometimes you're going to do that, but also at the same time, practice grace with yourself because we all do it. We've all done it. And then also it's time to tune back in and say, okay, all right, yes, I see everything else is going on, but okay, what am I happy with? Like, what is it that is in alignment for me? What is it am I on my track? Am I doing what it is that I want to do? If there's something that I'm seeing that I'm jealous of in somebody else or whatever, is that something that I need now put on my goal list as opposed to looking at them and shaming and blaming yourself, maybe saying, he has a Bentley, and I didn't realize I actually wore Bentleys. Let me put that on my list or whatever it is, and I think that's important to kind of, look at and I guess kind of use that as an understanding of how to edit your path. So maybe there are some things, maybe there's new desires that have come up. Maybe there are new things that you're interested in that maybe you didn't realize that you wanted before. And then kind of looking at that and saying, okay, how do I actually look at myself and what it is that I'm doing? And how do I maybe edit this or maybe craft it or maybe reconfigure the plan? And that's the best thing about being an entrepreneur is that you can always rework the damn thing. Like, I can imagine like your first marketing plan, your first business plan. You don't do that shit anymore. Like
what business plan?
Changed. Exactly. Exactly. You don't do that anymore. Like things have to change. Like things have to shift and grow. And to be clear, I only had a marketing plan. I did not have a business plan in the very beginning. But but essentially, like that's what I feel like happens oftentimes is that we do get caught up in that, but you have to kind of come back to yourself and practice grace around yourself. I'm very much a no judgment zone. If I'm feeling irritable, cranky, if I'm feeling angry at something, if I'm feeling jealous of something, if I'm feeling all of those things, I practice grace with myself because not practicing grace with myself, I saw what that got me. So I'm always like, okay, you know what? You're human. You're human. You're going to experience the full range of human emotion. And now that you've done that, what's your next step? Like, what is the next right step for you? And that nobody else can tell you. And no Instagram post can tell you what's the next right step for you.